Hello and welcome to Filmfolket's podcast. We that speaks today is Göran,
Johannes,
Daniel,
and Björn.
Today's movie is Cutthroat Island, the movie in brief.
The year is 1668, the golden age of piracy, and Morgan Adams sets out to find the pieces of a treasure map hidden by her pirate father, her own uncle being a rival to find the treasure of Cutthroat Island.
That is a good summary, and it's fun to see a pre-pirate movie before the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and see how it sort of started. I mean, there's probably movies before this one as well, but I think it has its charm in many ways. Most fictions, but
it's a bit similar to the Caribbean movies. They have the same kind of feel to it. But the best thing about the movie is the monkey.
That's a very well-trained monkey, very charming.
and it feels also where the Pirates of the Caribbean have taken their inspiration from. We have the monkey that is also in their franchise, and we have this sort of love story, and also the charm and all the sword fighting, and also the pirate life.
There's a lot of explosions in this movie. A lot. For a pirate movie. Not just cannons, just explosives. And it's kind of funny how the Imperial Army started to shoot their own town just to stop a horse carriage. It's quite a chaotic movie, I say.
You have a lot of competent action scenes, and they're often embellished with slow motion. I think that just in terms of noteworthy things, I hadn't watched this in a pretty long while, and I only really remember the boarding action near the end of the movie. But it has these noteworthy scenes, the way it's done. And I think director Rennie Harlin has a love for these slow-mo scenes. Interestingly, he cast his wife at the time, Gina Davis, as the heroine, and it's what I like to call a Resident Evil situation, where the director cast his girlfriend or wife in something and put her in showy outfits and basically have a movie as a vehicle for her career. We last saw Gina Davis in Beetlejuice, and interestingly enough, this movie destroyed both of their careers for a time, and also the production studio. It's a funny thing there, because if we're talking about pirate movies, it was a popular genre for a time, but it kind of died out, and there was a previous movie, Roman Polanski's Pirates, that was regarded as having struck a mortal blow to the genre by how incredibly bad it was. And then this one came out, which basically finished the job. The movie has a fairly undeserved reputation as one of the worst movies of all time.
I find it hard to believe that this is supposed to be the worst movie of all time. It's not that bad. It's not the greatest movies I ever seen, but it's not that bad. It's pretty entertaining. There's comedy, there's action, there's good camera angles, there's beautiful scenery. And I think she does a great job as a female lead too.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I agree with you. There's some small flaws that I saw, but maybe minor. It's like when, of course, we don't see when she carves the head of her father, but how William gets into the island. He gets into the water. Then we don't see anything more, but apparently he's able to swim all the way to the island. So they're like those kind of small things. But other than that, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I mentioned that there are some beautiful shots. It's some interesting cinematography at play and some spectacular shots with a good music score, appropriate bombast for a grand adventure. As I was going to say, it's the biggest box office bomb of all time, infamously sinking the ship of pirate movies until Pirates of the Caribbean dredged it up again in 2003. And as we've said, it's you see where it took some cues.
I feel like it was just a bad time to release this movie. If it came before the movie that pretty much killed the genre, I think it would have been received better. I just think people were kind of, well, done with pirate movies at this time. That's why it gets so much hate, because I don't feel like it deserves all this hate.
I think I agree with you. It came out just after a bunch of bad movies, and it just got bad end dealt to it. It didn't. It was slow at times, certainly. It was kind of dragged out in places it didn't need to be. The slow motion was a bit off in places. They were speaking at a regular speed, and you saw the action was kind of slow-most in certain scenes. But in general, yeah, it's fine. It stands out. I was about to say, compared to the Pirates of the Caribbean, there's certain charms that is connected in both of these movies, so they probably take similar cues, not from each other, but yeah. But in that, yeah, the head lead did a great job. I don't have many things to complain in that aspect. The scoundrel William Shaw, the supposed doctor, was interesting. And I think mostly I don't see many flaws in it, more than it was slow. There were certain scenes that was a little off. But the movie was made in 95. So I can't complain too much.
Like both you said about the slow motions, I think they overdid with the slow motions. There was way too many scenes with slow motions. They totally overdid it with that.
I was wondering what could have been done differently and other thoughts. And I mean, we sort of taking some points. They could have like removed some scenes that made it so it was a little bit too slow at some parts. But other than that, I can't come up with anything. But it's a great movie.
Yeah, like in my notes here, I kind of wrote down that they had a infamously troubled production, but all that aside, it could have been edited differently for a tighter flow. And I think it might have been a more successful movie if they did that. Could have contributed to a better reputation. But I think since the movie isn't actually all that bad, I think basically the rumors around the production is kind of what contributed to the disastrous outcome. Matthew Modine's William, that role was actually offered to Michael Douglas, who dropped out, but also to Jeff Bridges, Gabriel Byrne, Russell Crowe, Tom Cruise, Ralph Fiennes, Michael Keaton, Daniel Day-Lewis, Liam Neeson, Keanu Reeves, Tim Robbins, and Charlie Sheen. And it's assumed that they all turned it down, having to play second to Gina Davis in a vehicle to make her more of an action star. Modin, however, didn't mind, and he also knew how to fence.
I don't know how well known actor he was, but I feel like now when it comes to newer movies, there are like too many well-known actors or like the same actors in the same films. So that was one of the things that I liked with this older type of movie that we don't see in many new films instead of maybe indie movies.
Yeah, he was in Full Metal Jacket.
Something they could have done better is the music is way too loud a lot of the times. It's like it takes over everything. And a lot of the dramatic scenes don't feel dramatic. The comedy kind of takes over. And it's sometimes too rushed that you don't feel when it's supposed to be dramatic or sad and that stuff. So yeah, that they could have done a better job with that. Probably with editing, like you said.
As I was saying, Modin is also in The Dark Knight Rises, and others might know him from Stranger Things.
The music is good though.
A small little note on the music. In the last part of the movie, when they were fighting on the ships, there were one crewmate that started to play a string instrument, and I thought it was pretty funny. A little stupid considering that they were hacksawing each other with swords, but seeing him start playing that string instrument made me smile a bit.
So there was such a scene. I thought that was crazy. I thought, wait a minute, did he play the violin or something?
I would say that Frank Langella, the actor of Captain Dog, was actually also in Masters of the Universe as Skeletor.
Okay.
And he loved both roles. He really likes being this larger-than-life, noisy, overacting villain.
I did a good job.
I think I don't have any more notes.
Well, for the next movie, I was going to suggest Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's where this movie basically killed the adventure movie. This Robin Hood movie actually brought it back. Interestingly enough, it was made before this one, so that movie made it a genre again, and this one finished it off. But as we've said, these things kind of come in waves, depending on the culture at the time. I mean, we've said about the horror movies too. The themes in those kinds of movies changed with the times, and it's all about making the right kind of movie at the right kind of time and having a sense of what actually works.
Well, I wish you all goodbye for this time. Don't forget to watch, like, and subscribe, and follow our social. See you next time.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.